Here we go.
You're good?
Mhm. Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Are you upstairs?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Is that
Good
Walter?
morning, Walter.
It looks like Walter. Is that Paul?
Yeah.
It is.
was.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you? I'm just gonna
Here
mute,
before?
Walter, I'm just gonna mute you until we have a quorum.
Yeah, so you went.
Good plan.
Okay. Mhm. Walter, can you see the agenda on, is that on screen right now? I just want to make sure it's showing what it's supposed to be showing.
It is. It looks great.
Hey,
Did you hear me, Jen? Jen?
Yes, I did. Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
We only have 2 or 3 from HPC right now, so we're just waiting for a quorum.
Yeah.
Now I know about my privacy settings. Oh, that's the zoom level. Okay. So the battery is not 80%. That's kind of misleading. Oh, right. Okay, we're up there. That's right. That was the thing for Zoom, not for. Walter C is there. Well, there aren't very many people participating yet. So.
Hi, Ronald.
Hello.
I just wanted to let you know that you're able to be heard, so you might want to mute yourself before the
Yeah,
meeting
thanks very
starts.
much. I just noticed that. I thought I had, but I hadn't.
It's
Thanks.
okay. You're
Don't want
welcome.
to hear my candid comments necessarily. Thanks a
That's
lot.
okay. You're welcome.
who often is, doing the kind of up in the air travel equipment. Nice to see you, Jerry.
I'm not gonna make it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, really? Locked out.
First time. House. That's how we get it?
Yeah, we're good.
What's happening?
10:02.
I,
Mr. Chad Walter is online.
Commissioner, would you, let's do a quick roll call. So that's for it, and I think it's good then. We go ahead and you, Viber. Paul Barrett,
Miranda Barry.
Bill Foreman,
Jeremy Steins.
and we have a forum meeting called to order. Thanks, everybody. First order of business, Jan, would be,
We have a public hearing scheduled for 123 Union, and I know that Mr. Chatham Walter is online.
super, just to be clear, this is exclusively about the outbuilding, the constructor. The house itself, had some repairs that's approved, C of A issues, so we're just looking for new construction, previously known as mini me.
Okay. Hi, good morning, Walter. Is there a page that you'd like to start on?
Well, I think that looks like a good page to start. So let's start there. Can you zoom it out a little bit, Jan, so the whole page is on the screen? There we go.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's on this call who missed the meeting last time. I don't want
Yeah.
to spend a lot of time going over old territory. I think if I was to make a summation of where we are, we had originally proposed what has been called, and I called it myself, the mini-me version of this, which was a small brick building, somewhat mimicking the larger building and oriented in the same direction, with its long axis going east-west. And there was a lot of understandable concern about how this would feel on the alley and how it would impact the current and future character of the alley, none of which I'm prepared to argue about. So we simply have proposed rotating the building. I believe we shortened it a total of 18 inches. We changed it from brick to clapboard, and we took the level of detailing down a couple of notches. So I would say it's more detailed like an outbuilding. The only super sophisticated detail that we'd like to hang on to are the Yankee gutters, because I think they're both attractive and practical. So they would be carried over from the other house to this house. Everything else now, would be done in a kind of wood evoking masonry style, meaning that there'll be lintels over the windows, wood lintels. You can see it in the drawing pretty much. And other than that, very straightforward Marvin windows, very simple wood and glass doors, hopefully copper gutters and leaders, and brick only on the chimney now. And so in addition to the material changes, we rotated the building and are now facing a blank wall to the alley, which I think makes it much more like an outbuilding, and orienting all the windows of the property really towards the east side, where we're going to have a carport. And I believe that's it.
Okay. So Walter, that was a lot of thinking this through in response to the first discussion. Thank you for that. Ladies and gents. We should actually ask the public, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the
Public hearing.
the shocking period when the commission remains relatively silent.
Mhm.
Dear public,
We do. Would anyone like to, online or in person, would like to speak to 123 Union Street, the rear Partition Street garage / carriage house? Is there anyone online who would like to speak about this or in person?
going once. Jen, do you see any hands up?
No hands are raised.
If the board's in agreement, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing. You and Paul, all in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing is closed. We will now open our regular meeting and go into the regular order of business.
Okay.
We want to talk about that first.
Which, no, it'll come up when we go through applications. We have to read the minutes, the usual rituals.
Mhm.
We should.
Oh, of course, I forgot the minutes on the agenda, but yes,
That's all right, we'll remember.
okay.
So we should go, we should talk, I wanted to just see, yeah, I think we're okay.
So you want to do the motion to approve the minutes?
I wanted to ask if every. Yes, to ask myself. If I paid attention to, the language on the flower crowd, vote, and I think I did.
Mhm.
I think we're good. I think it's great.
Okay,
Motion to approve. Paul
Second.
and Jeremy, all in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved, and as always, terrific job, Jim.
okay, thank you.
Nice minutes.
Next up, we have a C of A, but I did get an email from a vote. But I did get an email just about a half an hour ago from 537 and 538. 537 Warren Street, which was a vote with conditions. They cannot attend. And that was, we have a vote today for 537 Warren Street. That's the Mexican Radio Building. There were some conditions that they needed to meet, which was the specifics of the window, the mortar specifics, how they plan to address that. There will be some repointing needed, and the removal of the siding language. That was the tin siding that's facing the park. But they just can't attend today. So I don't know if we can vote.
So,
It's not, it's the fact that conditions are not met.
the way it was drafted, I don't know if you want to pull it up for them. The mortar condition is standard and something that they can address later. I also added a condition about the patina of the brick remaining because they weren't proposing to paint it. But we don't have the manufacturer specs for the windows, and that is something that we normally, want to see before you vote.
Right.
I think we should delay this one till they cure that condition.
Okay. Very good. So we will delay 537. And next up is, we have two continuations. One would be 538, which is the same applicant, and they're not ready yet for that either.
So
That's
let's
the
go
resident.
back to, let's bring in our colleague Walter and try to finish up on the garage carriage house.
Okay. Walter?
Walter, you're back on. Commissioners, did you have an opportunity to go through the changes Walter made, or do you want to do it again?
I just have to say, I feel like this is an example of perfect collaboration between the commission and some changes we're looking to enact in the building. And I think the result is great. I'm really happy with the scale. I think the scale taken down a little bit, the clapboard, the simplification of the decoration. I think all those things help to establish it as a separate building. And I'm very happy with the results.
I agree. Thanks, Karen. Thank you, guys. With that, Miranda,
I agree also.
May we have a motion to find the application to complete? Yes. That's Jeremy and you, all in favor?
Aye.
A motion to waive, well, we don't have to waive a public hearing, we just did one. Motion to, approve the new application. Yeah. Paul and Miranda, all in favor? Aye. None. Walter, thank you, you're approved
Well, we have to do the CBA, isn't it?
for that, but I'm just saying, the odds are good now.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very happy about this. I'm just going to mention, I'll stay on for a bit, but 405 Columbia, this is funny. I applied for this because it's in something called the North 4th Street Historic Extension. And
Right.
that apparently was never approved. So we're withdrawing our application for 405 Columbia Street. It's not in the historic district.
I'm Craig is the arbiter on that, and he declared it out of bounds, so.
Gosh, I mean, we've been working on this building for 4 years and I've always thought it was in the historic district.
I think I did too.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks, Walter.
Okay. Anyway, thank you all for this. Great.
Thank you, Walter. Next up is, I have it in continuation, that's 722 Warren Street. We discussed it 2 weeks ago. That's the flower kraut sign. The applicant is representing and would like to discuss it.
Is the applicant here?
Is the applicant for 722 Warren Street online? No. That's weird.
Victoria, is it okay with the, I'm not proposing we vote because we need to hear from the applicant on what she wants to do. My sense is that she wanted to approve this, but that has to be confirmed and stuff, and she really should be here. That said, we did get some additional information that, we might share with the commission about the comparability of what's being proposed, versus what already exists in terms of, internally lit, hanging signs.
Okay, so I have 3 examples. I think we're going to try to reach out to her and see if she can join us remotely. But let me show you.
If you all remember, one of the predicates for our decision was that, we were breaking the convention, in terms of this. So it was interesting to look around and see what's on the street.
So on the screen right now is the Manor Rock. And these 3 signs that we're about to share are all within a block of flower kraut. So this is an internally lit sign, double-sided, on a simple hanging bracket. It's actually larger than the proposal, I believe. Her proposal is longer. That is one.
And Jan, that's located relatively adjacent to, Flower Crowd.
Yes, on the same block.
So it's on the 700 block
Yeah.
also.
Then we have, then we have 2, again, across the street from the proposed flower kraut sign, we have Rivertown. So there is this larger sign that is on a simple hanging bracket that extends quite far out from the building, double-sided, internally illuminated. And then here in the background, sorry, apologies about the photo, but this, which is kind of they have a adjacent parking lot. This is Rivertown. They have an internally illuminated sign that says Rivertown and something else over in the parking lot area. And this is framed by a bracket.
So
That's Rivertown.
I think there was one more, right?
Yes,
And they're all within a block or 2 of Flower Crowd.
right. Across the street from Flower Kraut is a currently closed, the diner Grazen, but this is an internally illuminated sign, double-sided on a simple hanging bracket that extends from the building.
It's not shared, Jan.
Oh, okay,
We're still on Rivertown.
okay.
It would be good to know if the HPC approved, if all of these are approved signs, or if some of them predated.
I've got the address, I can look it up online. We have a pretty good, handle on, approved CSA. So my point being, I think we can understand better how this all came to pass.
Mhm.
And I wanted people to be aware of that, and I will talk, if it's okay with you, I'll talk to the owner offline. And I just need to confirm for sure, does she want to continue to agree with previous decision? Does she want to talk to the company about, Randy, you had mentioned a small overhead light? There's another way to use a small, deal.
You can try to sign up.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm sorry, you should try a different sign or?
No, she's gonna try to sign out to the meeting you're talking about.
What you want to do? Yeah,
Like I said, you have other examples of what we're talking about.
I think so. I'm a little confused because I talked to Craig last night. And he said he did not see on Warren Street, internally lit signs on hanging bracket. He only saw flush mounted, so we'll get that clarified.
Rivertown has two signs that are on stands on the sidewalk. Got that interpreted. And then Marathon,
Honey, we have them right here.
Yeah,
the
no,
Marathon,
we got them.
the other sign is
I'm only trying to point out what Craig said.
he's not correct.
Craig is code enforcement, by definition, he cannot be incorrect.
Okay.
I think our point was though that if these, I get it. I understand why there are other examples and it's a much smaller sign than any of these that we've looked at. I think it's more of opening the door to these signs becoming the door on Warren Street. And that it sounded something.
Yeah, but I think that you have to, I mean, we had this discussion. I know my argument loses every time. Precedent is not always really helpful. The specificity of what we do that actually makes a difference. You can have tons of precedent, if the size of it, the quality of the material, the nature of the script, the degree to which it's intrusive or not in pedestrian experience. And just starting with that, I don't see any way that this is intrusive on the pedestrian experience with the, from a small ones also happens to be a pretty elegant design, but you all know I think that.
Do we have someone online to, Amanda, to speak for 722 Warren Street? If you could unmute yourself. Mhm.
Are we therefore bound going forward to approve all and any,
It's a,
internally?
it's a complicated question. It's not a black and white answer, but what I think we're trying to avoid, it's much easier to enforce a hard line rule, right? Like a rule that says the combination of acrylic and internal illumination is not consistent with the historic character. Because once you start allowing some signs, then it starts coming down to taste. And it's really hard to regulate taste.
I agree and I don't want to. And I think that's where we're going on this decision, is frankly trying to regulate taste. I think we treat it as a one-off.
But taste and appropriateness are two separate things.
True.
I think I see those differently. Like it's the nature of the material, and I'm saying this more broadly, not just with the sign. It's just, I think those are two separate things.
But in the hierarchy of what we don't want to happen, is to create a disruption to the fantasy of a cohesive neighborhood that respects its past and intrudes as little as possible on the pedestrian experience. And I think, let me finish, I think on those parameters, this is not exactly an intrusive fantasy experience. And I thought graphically, not as well as it's reflected.
Well, I think there are a couple of unique characteristics of this particular sign and location. Number one, there are other internally illuminated signs on this section of Warren Street.
She just has to unmute
Yes.
And I believe that both Grayson and the Marquee at Rivertown are grandfathered. I think they were here before.
Amanda Bruns, she is on.
But I don't know about the restaurant sign. I don't recall.
I just looked up the restaurant sign. I'm looking at the plans, it was from July 2024. And so I don't know if you discussed it, but it says white illuminated light box sign with painted black lettering.
Light
But
box
she's,
tends to
it
tell
says
us
she's
something.
muting herself. She has to
That's
unmute.
internally lit.
Right, I don't remember anyone having a discussion about it. It's also metal,
Are you there?
not acrylic.
Here she is.
Okay.
So, but she just has to unmute herself.
Just unmute.
So
Just hit,
that.
Can you hear me now?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. There she is.
Amanda?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay,
So
so
Yeah.
we had already started talking a bit about your
Sorry.
application. And we also had looked at some slides of internally lit hanging signs roughly within a block or two of your location. So that's where we're at. We're in the midst of talking about it. So please come on and make your case.
Okay. Yes, I, after our meeting, I did, walk down the street and see multiple lit signs, and I'm sure some are older and some are newer. There are quite a few that are pretty large, and mine's pretty small. And then I wanted to bring up also that mine's not illuminated past 6. And I feel like, some of these are probably illuminated at night. It's just more that it's actually probably less bright than having a sign that's lit from above. It's much more like gentle. And I don't know, I guess I'm interested to see if you have any questions, if there's any type of something else, like if I've helped win over, by showing examples of just this block.
Okay. I'm sorry, Miranda, you.
Yeah, I
making
was
it
in
for
the middle
board?
of,
Yeah.
I mean, I do think this block is exceptional, and it's a particular part of Warren Street that's east of the park that has it's more eclectic. There's more different types of architecture in that block than in most of Warren Street. I also think that the signs that, at least 2 of them, I believe, are pre-existing, the Rivertown one and the Grayson one. I don't know about the one in the Rivertown parking lot, that may be more recent, we might have approved that one time, I don't remember, but it could have been. What is notable about these signs is that they're all kind of simple, straight text on a white background, including your sign. I think for me, what worries me about the idea of internally illuminated signs is like the sign that we did not approve on the deli. The kinds of illuminated signs that are very garish colors and that look shopping mall as opposed to historic street. And your sign is not,
Any of that?
it does not meet that characteristic. So I think given the setting of this sign, personally, I think we should approve it. I did vote against it last time, but I think on reflection, we should approve it now.
Okay. That's important.
I agree as well.
Paul, what do you think? I know your opinion on these things.
I really don't see its appropriateness for the historic district of Miranda. I think you explained it very well, that, you know, sort of above 7 is different, so I couldn't be talking to, like,
Well, I think that gives us some parameters to
Yeah, it does.
address another application, that it's just, you know, very simple lettering, and particularly if it's in this location, that gives it a better chance of
But above
success.
7 is only gonna look above 7 for another 3 years.
But the code,
I mean, then it's gonna be all the
the
same.
code explicitly says in terms of consideration set for appropriateness, the starting point is the history of the building itself. The next look around is what's adjacent to it within the immediate neighborhood and so on. So the notion, at least in this case, I think thinking a bit about neighborhood and what is pre-existing, that Miranda, I think it's a very useful tool.
Right.
I really hate illuminated signs.
Yeah, let's just take a vote.
And I think what's very tasteful, what we're saying is, just because for appropriateness, if you consider the context, it's the neighborhood
Right.
and that it's simple colors,
Simplicity, scale,
simplicity and scale. Simplicity of color scheme.
and that the deli sign that was proposed was actually terrifying, so it wasn't a difficult reading.
No, again, we're just trying to provide guidance. Okay, got it.
Well, we are trying to protect Warren Street from, you know, types of signs that are very appropriate in other places, but not on Warren Street.
Okay. Oh, good stuff. Guys, are we up for a vote? Can we do it in another chance?
yeah.
I'll make the motion to approve the, Flower Crowd, proposed,
I'll second that.
sign. Hugh is the second. May I have a vote? All in favor?
Okay.
I know, I think we should talk about it more as a group, moving forward, but we want those criteria to be, because I feel like it's still very, I mean, we're choosing an arbitrary line.
I think we laid it out, yes.
And the difference between, I live on that block, so I know, I see it changing every single day, so while it is eclectic now, it is going to look no different than the rest, and so at some point, is it gonna click over into that other category? So I just, we need to think beyond just today.
I don't know, there's some architectural beasts that change the feeling of that. It's not, traditional, infill, or it's, you know, the historic house on the corner and it's not gonna be that as long as the motel is there. Anyway, I agree, there's probably a bunch of stuff. I'm thinking that we do a, summer party, Shakeville,
Okay.
and, we obviously can't discuss business, but should we accidentally? That would never happen.
I say let's do a summer party.
Yeah.
Where are we on this?
We have the applicant
It's
on.
approved.
I don't think she knows.
So
Yes.
we have to come back for CUA.
You're approved, Amanda.
Oh, great. Thank you. I was trying to listen to everybody, so yeah,
no, you can't.
okay.
You're approved and you'll have your, document.
Craig will have, we'll have a C of A prepared. We vote on it in 2 weeks. Stay in
Okay.
touch, Craig Hay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Next up is 608 Columbia Street, which I believe the applicant withdrew their application. I received an email last night.
Right.
Okay, so next up is 315 Warren Street, and that is for windows. Do we have someone online or in person to speak for 315 Warren Street? 315 Warren Street.
No shows.
Is there anyone online to speak for 315 Warren Street? Windows? No. So we'll move on. 6 Willard Place. That is for, this is a return, but it's a new application, fencing and gate. Do we have someone online to speak? Yes, we do. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi.
Alvin. Hi, I'm Alvin and Alvin Gwynn, and I'm the lead designer for this project. I also have Jack Richardson, who's the associate designer, if any questions need to be answered. And I can share my screen if you like.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Just to quickly review, we in our last meeting we approved. These are reference images for the fencing around the rear of the house and a pergola. So I don't know if we need to review that. I can just move ahead to today's issue, if that's okay. Unless you have questions. Okay. All right. So where we left off is that we had not yet determined the final materials for the front fencing, which would be seen from the street. And so now we have that information and we'd like to share it with you. This is the, I'll zoom in a little bit. So this is the front of the home facing the street. And on both sides of the house, we have vintage Victorian metal fencing 4 feet high, which we'll show to you. And then we have cedar gates entering the garden. And so we have that on both sides. On this side, we have a 5-foot double gate. And then we also have shrubs providing privacy to the rear of the home from the street. So this is the style of fencing that we've purchased. It's a wrought iron, I'm sorry. It's a repro wrought iron, so it's not an actual antique fencing. It comes in a kind of prefab assembly kit. So all of the pieces are all kind of cut and measured and come with steel stakes to secure the fence. And then for our gates, we've designed these. This is an inspiration image. We've designed these cedar gates that will age naturally, and they will be surrounded by a hedge, a hornbeam hedge. So it creates a kind of secret garden theme. So this is a drawing showing what it would look like with the wrought iron fence and the gate. So that's the single gate. This is the double gate. This is a sketch of the the fence and gate in situ, and so, and then I will just show you a few photographs of the house so you can see. So this is the side where the double gate would be. It connects to the 8-foot fence that we're erecting that is 6 feet of slats and then another 2-foot topper of semi-transparent topper of narrow slats. So we have that all the way around the side and rear of the property. So the fence, the front fence connects to the profile of the house here and here, aligned with the house. And then it connects to the neighbor's cedar fence, stockade fence.
So the application is really just about the fence along the front facade. It's that axis that you're looking for approval on.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
seems good. I motion to approve.
Thank you. We have to do complete first. I know you do. Just saying. Are you guys good?
Yeah.
Motion to find the application complete. That's you and Jeremy, all in favor?
Aye.
Waive the public hearing and city attorney for CBA. That's you and Jeremy. Again, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved. So the way this works is, the city attorney prepares the actual certificate. We vote and that gets signed and stamped. You get a copy, there's a copy online, Craig will have a copy. All things being pretty normal, you're gonna go forward. You just have to wait 2 weeks for your final doc.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up is 10 Union Street. It's a renovation and restoration. Is there someone online or in person to speak for 10 Union Street? Ten Union Street? No. Okay. Next up is 741 Warren Street, and we have our applicant in person here.
Perfect.
Would you like me to share the documents that I received? Okay.
Is there anybody else working with you all, or are you gonna present off the screen?
I'll just present off the screen.
Correct.
It's a minor change.
Okay.
I'm sorry, was that 741?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Make sure I have it there.
Hmm.
741, here it is. Okay, which document? Is it the application or
No, the last one there.
this one?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share it with the folks. Okay. Okay,
So Bianca DiPietro, we are looking to just extend the front windows 18 inches down, so we have a little bit more visibility for front window display. Both of the windows, we're not changing the height of them, we're not changing the width of them, just going down 6 inches from the ground. And we're replacing with tempered glass, currently is not also.
This is just the display windows, not the residential style windows above.
Yes, just the display windows. So I actually couldn't find any like historical designation on this part of the building. I know the building's from 1880, but I think the front was built
Yeah.
more recent. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure how that changes anything, but yeah. I'm sure.
are there any other documents you'd like to share besides this one?
No, I mean, there's another document with what it currently looks like, but it's also on the, yeah, this is the current
That's what it looks like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, is that stone, just out of curiosity, at the bottom of the windows currently just stone face, or is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd be leaving the stone on the right side?
Just thinking the windows go down to the,
Yeah, 6 inches from the sidewalk, so not fully down.
okay.
This is an extension though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good?
Yep.
Yeah, fine with it.
Okay. Motion to find the application complete. You and Paul, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to waive a public hearing and ask the city attorney or city of Bay, Jeremy, Miranda, all in favor? Aye. You're approved. Stay in touch with code enforcement. We vote on the actual certificate in 2 weeks. Craig will have a copy. You'll get a copy. We'll put a copy online.
Okay.
It's just a formality, we approve it, and then we have to approve the C of A next time.
Okay,
What are you putting in there?
bridal shower. I do custom wedding gowns.
No kidding. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be part of the community.
Oh, good for you.
I want to just tell them hi about them.
Oh, I think that's going great in that window.
Yeah.
We need the full length of.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Learn
I was gonna ask you also, because I will be submitting for a sign at some point as well. If there were any kind of, obviously we were just talking about a sign on the same block, not be doing a light up sign, it would just be like metal relief framing, letters on the front of the building, pretty simple, but is there anything specific I need to submit or?
You do, you're gonna have to do an application. It's pretty straight up for a sign. It's mostly about dimensions and material, and then a graphic.
Some rendering?
So, there are specific elements within the code, that define, height so that we don't kill pedestrians or other folks, not hanging in people's faces.
I would just, it would be on the building.
And scale, no, I know, but you need to take a look at the specs. Your best bet is to go to Craig.
Okay,
And-
I was talking to Craig, is that all online? I don't have it in this document, but it's all online, about like
Yes.
materials and.
You can do, but it's still worth the conversation once you put your information down, just to make sure.
I'm in touch with them.
Okay,
Yeah, there's size limitations and what have you, so just talk to Craig.
anyway, that's great, congratulations.
Yeah, so in 2 weeks, we get our documentation and then we can commence.
Yeah, you can bring your contractor.
Okay, good, perfect, thank you.
Thank you for
Good luck.
coming.
Do you need anything else from us? It's good. Thank you so much.
Just to circle back, is there anyone from 10 Union Street online to speak about the renovation and restoration? No, and 405 Columbia, which was on our agenda, as Walter Chatham suggested, Craig determined that it's not within the historic district.
Understood, so it's all.
So it's off.
Jen, there was a call that you asked me to make to an applicant, or the commission asked me to make to an applicant on, I think it was windows. The whole project
Yes,
was
that's
windows.
237 Allen Street. We took her off the, the agenda.
I did talk to her. She was, had been, she'd gone to, I forgot a couple of hardware places. I got the sense that they weren't giving her, the information she needed. They were using vocabulary like, well, this is a replacement window and that's, I'm gonna try to hook her up with Kim. Cause the information she was getting from the retailers wasn't helping. So.
She had presented to us 3 different styles of window, and she asked the HPC for their counsel or advice. So we said, I think we said 2/2. And
They said, whichever you choose, really, but
Right.
2/2.
but we need the specs. So I think she was just confused.
Okay, I'm thinking that I think, if that's okay,
She
right?
probably, I mean, honestly, she probably needs a professional. If she doesn't know what kind of window she's
She
ordering.
doesn't, and she didn't appear to be working through an installer.
So who would be doing the work?
Well, I'm thinking that, I asked him to talk to her, that we help her identify an installer. Because the process that she's been going through, going from store to store, she went to Williams.
But I mean,
It's not
I don't
work.
think we can recommend an installer, but we could certainly give her the
A
names
list of
of a
names.
few people that have appeared before the board.
Or she could actually get a name from Williams or from her.
Yeah. And that will help move her forward.
Okay, all right, back into the frame.
Do we, I know they're not here, but do we know what they wanted to do with 315 Warren? It was windows, did they make a recommendation as to what they wanted to do?
It was windows, 315. They want to, replace the 5 windows. They would like to match, they would like to replace 5 of the windows. The front 3 windows are 1/1, but all other windows are 2/2, and we would like 2/2 in the front as well. So they
I
basically.
did find it on the photo and it's, that was.
Yeah, well, here, this is the structure. Let me just put it on screen for everyone to see. So this is the application 315 Warren. They would like, this is the proposal, which is 2/2. This is existing, which is 3/1/1 currently.
So probably not original windows.
Right.
Find what the.
Yeah, if you look closely, they have the window open, it's at least a 2/1.
That makes sense.
I don't think 2/2 would be seen.
Sure.
This is the proposal slide. And this is the existing conditions of these 3 front windows. So if and when they, yeah. Okay.
All right.
That is the meeting.
Motion to adjourn? Yes. Jim, Paul, in favor? Aye. We're adjourned. Signing on.
Adjourn at 10:49.
Thanks to everyone in TV land.
All right, thank